Hey guys, it's Bree. So in today's video we're going to be doing my August TBR. It is that time again, guys, to be doing a TBR video. And of course we have our trusty TBR jar full of titles right here. I will say I did end up putting actually all the titles that I didn't get to the last couple months. I did put them back in this jar so we can have another chance at choosing them. I am doing something a little bit different this month because as you can kind of see behind me, my whole TBR is behind me, guys, and I have about like 100 and something books left on my TBR. I started the year with like 120, 130. I still have about 120 books on my TBR still. And as you can see, the organization for this, it's getting there. It's a little bit crazy, but it's getting there. My plan is to, not by the end of the year, but at least somewhat by the end of the year, get some of these books read so I can have only this shelf full of books and then the cubicle that I have behind me full of books. So literally 3 of these cubicles, except for this one because it holds my candles, is full with books I have yet to read. So what I've decided is that this month I'm going to be choosing 20 books. I know it's a lot. 20 books. I'm not going to read them all in the month of August. I already know myself. I probably not. Especially because the month of August is going to be a little bit more busy for me as well. I know I'm not going to read them all. But I wanted to choose 20 books to move to my other shelf that I have over here in the corner where I used to have some of my TBR books as my like immediate TBR, what I need to focus on before and stuff like that. So if I don't end up reading them this month, I can carry them over to the next month or choose out books, switch them out if I have to, just depending on what my feelings are. But we are going to choose 20 so that we can at least clear some of the books over on these shelves so I can have them over there. That's the plan. So we're gonna go ahead and actually just choose our first book so that we can go ahead and get into this. Like I said, a lot of my old books used to be over there, but I just got tired of like going back and forth for them. So they're empty right now. I need to fill them up with books. So we're just gonna go ahead and choose a little bit more this month with our TBR. And it also will probably give me a little bit more variety too. Because I'm not gonna lie, I've been loving like my TBRs lately, but then when I look at what's on my TBR, like my immediate TBR, I don't feel inspired with reading it. So yeah, we're gonna go ahead and choose our first book. Oh, I would also like to say I'm having 2 books carrying over from last month as well. I'm carrying over Destroy the Day by Richard Kimmerer. That will be on my TBR, guys, until I finish it because I've already started it. I'm only 50 pages in. And Belladonna, because I am 100 pages into Belladonna. Those are the 2 I'm carrying over. They're not going to be included in this 20, but those are the ones that are kind of like a little bit more immediate because I've already kind of started those, so I need to finish them. So let's go ahead and choose the first book of this massive TBR list for me. Okay, we decided to start off with a banger, guys. Okay, so this one actually is a really short book, so it shouldn't be that long, but it is The Boy in the Striped Pajamas by, I believe the author's name, what's the author's name? John Boyne? Yeah, so as you can see, this book is really, really small. This one is historical fiction, though. It is, of course, during the Holocaust. This movie tends to make a lot of people cry. I would like to make a confession. I have never seen The Boy in the Striped Pajamas. I know it's a movie that a lot of people like play and stuff like that. It is one, I know what happens in the end and stuff like that. I know the big thing about this book, like this movie in general. I have yet to see it, but I know whenever I read this, I'm gonna break down probably because, you know, it's always a sad topic to read about, but it's one of my favorite topics to read about because it's very, very important, like this point in history. And like I said, this one is smaller as well, so I could probably get through it pretty quickly. So yeah, this is gonna be the first book that we have in our TBR pile, guys. Of course it wants to make me emotional on the very first pick. Let's go ahead and choose book number 2. Okay, so book number 2 is going to be, and I'm very interested to see how picking these many books, what I have like a lot of and stuff like that going into it. Let's start that one. Because I want to see what I can get out of this TBR pile. Ooh, okay, so we have Sky in the Deep by, is it Adrian Young? Is that who it is? It's behind me, I believe so. Ugh, let me twist my body real quick. Is it behind me? It should be behind me. Yeah, it's right here. So This is actually the author of Fable. Fable is one of my favorite duologies of all time, and I've been really wanting to read this one for a while because this one I think has to do with Vikings. This one technically I think is a duology, but nobody really talks about the second book. But everybody says that the first one is actually pretty good. Excuse me. So I'm actually really interested to see it because, like I said, I love Fable by this author, so I'm hoping to love this one by the author. And it's one I've been wanting. Like I said, it's been on my radar for years. I just have not gotten it. So yeah, we're gonna go ahead and put Sky in the Deep as the next book on this TBR. That's a very interesting choice. I keep forgetting, like I said, this is one that I've been wanting to read for a while, but it's one that kind of gets swept under the rug majority of the time when I was choosing my TBR. So I'm very happy that it is on the TBR for the next upcoming month or so. So on to book number 3. I'm trying to get some books in here as well to help finish off some series that I'm in the middle of and not start too many series, because I did take some series out of this jar. I will disclose that, but they will go back into the jar when I finish series or catch up on them, because I was in the middle of too many series and I started too many because of this dang jar too. So yes, I'm actually very, very excited about this book, because literally I was just saying what's it called, about finishing off series. It is Capturing the Devil by Carrie Mascalco. So this will be completing. Oh, it went back in the jar. Dang it. Okay, let me try to. I think it's this one right here. Oh no, I think it's this one right here. Please be this one right here. Okay, yeah. So let's put that to the side. But Capturing the Devil by Carrie Mascalco. This is the last book in the Stalking Jack the Ripper series, and I'm so excited to finish off this series, even though I don't want it to end because I love these characters. I did read the novella I think earlier on in July, and I absolutely loved it because I love Thomas. But this one I'm very excited for because they end up going to Chicago during the World Fair, and I believe this one has to be circled around H.H. Holmes and the murder. Is it called the Murder Castle? Yeah, the Murder Hotel. I'm so excited for this, guys. Especially after reading Escaping Houdini. I'm shook. Like I said, Escaping Houdini was a little slow for me, but the ending shook me to the core. So I'm very, very excited for this, guys. Very, very excited to finish off this series. Even though, like I said, I love these characters. I love Audrey Rose. I love Thomas Cresswell. Cresswell is very underrated in my opinion for book boyfriends. He needs more love because I love him so much. But yeah, I'm actually very, very excited about that pick. And we will be going into book number 4 to see what we get. But I don't know what's going to be topping Capturing the Devil, because that one, I'm so excited for that one. That's probably going to be on my top priority, to be honest, because I love that series. It's such a good series. And I have some murder mystery in here, which is great. Okay, let's go into this one. Okay. Okay, so this is actually one. Okay, I'm actually surprised that I got this again for this month. I didn't DNF this book, but I kind of DNF'd this book, and it was Howl's Moving Castle by Naomi. What's her name? Is it Naomi? I don't think it's Naomi. I think I'm lying to myself. What is the author of Howl's Moving Castle? Where even is my copy of Howl's Moving? What? Hold on. Oh, it's literally right here. Oh god. Oh gosh. Okay, so give me one moment to grab it so I don't topple everything over. Okay, so I was wrong. I think I was thinking of Naomi Novik for some reason, but it's Diana Wayne Jones. I actually started Howl's Moving Castle a little bit last month. I only got 26 pages in. I'm not gonna lie, I was a little bit confused by it, so I ended up kind of DNFing it because I wasn't in the mood for it. But I guess putting it on this month's TBR list will kind of help me get a little bit into it, because I've heard a lot of people really love Howl's Moving Castle. And I don't know, now that I think about it, are we thinking about the movie or the book itself? But I've heard the book, like, a lot of people not praise the book, but a lot of stuff is, like, I've seen a lot of stuff about this book and I've never read it. So like I said, I'm only 28 pages in, like 26 pages in. So I guess putting it on this TBR, we shall see if I actually get to it. So we're gonna go ahead and put Howl's Moving Castle back onto the TBR for the next couple months. See if I actually read it, guys. Okay, so let's go on to book number 5. Okay, so book number 5 is going to be... Ooh, okay, so what is this? Yes, okay, another book that's going to help clear off a series for me. And that is going to be Vengeance of the Pirate Queen by Trisha Levenseller. I absolutely love Daughter of the Pirate Queen. As you can probably tell from my last couple of like TBR videos and stuff, I did reread the duology so I can get into this one, and literally reading the duology made me realize how much I love it. This one I'm actually very excited for because this one actually follows Sorinda. I think it's Sorinda, who is the assassin of Alosa's crew. And I'm actually very excited about this because I did love her in the last books that I read. And this one is literally we're revisiting a world that we love, characters that we love and stuff like that. So I'm so excited for this, guys. And, excuse me, this is a stunning cover as well. I really like this. I normally don't like people on covers sometimes, but this one is stunning and I love the sprayed edges and stuff. So yeah, very excited for this one. And like I said, it's going to help me clear off another series from my list. Now going on to the next book, which is going to be book number 6. Okay, so book number 6 is going to be, let's choose this one. Ooh. Oh my gosh. Okay, I think I actually know what this is because I saw the words. Yes, okay, so it's Garden of the Cursed by Katie Rose Poole. So Garden of the Cursed has actually been on my TBR a couple of times, but I have yet to get to it really. Where's my copy of Garden of the Cursed? Oh, it's right here. Okay, it's right here. I'm about to say, I know it's here somewhere. And it's funny though, because I'm not gonna lie, I literally got the second book in the mail today of Garden of the Cursed. I think it's called Masquerade of something, but I got the second book and I have yet to read the first book, guys. I have yet to read the first book, but I do have the second book now. This one I've been wanting to read though, because it is kind of like a little bit more of a mystery with magical elements and stuff like that. Like I said, it's been on my TBR a couple of times and I really have yet to get to it. And I feel like it's a book I'll actually really like. And it's also an Owl Crate book that, as you can kind of see beside me, I have so many Owl Crate books that I need to get to. I've only read, let's just put a rant right now. I've only read 1, 2, 3. Have I only read 3 of my Owl Crate books? That's a lie. I could have sworn it was 4. No, 4. Okay, I've only read 4 of my Owl Crate books that I've had gotten from Owl Crate since being subscribed for about a year. So I think it's time that we need to put it into gear a little bit and read some of my Owl Crate books. And this one is one that, like I said, I've kind of anticipated of reading it. I just haven't gotten around to it. And this one probably will be how Destroy the Day is for me right now, where if I don't end up reading it, I'm going to keep it on the TBR no matter what because I do want to read it. So we're going to go ahead and add it to the pile and move on to the next title. On to book number 7. I need some romance, guys. I have a lot of good romance picks that I need to read. Okay, so book number 7 is going to be... Ooh. Actually, now that I think about it, I need to see if a book is in here, because I don't know if I took it out or not, but we'll deal with that later. So the book is going to be... Ooh, okay, I literally was talking about Owl Crate books. A Fragile Enchantment. This one is also one of the Owl Crate books. I think it was this year's January pick. A Fragile Enchantment. This one I believe has to do... Is she a seamstress? Something like that. She does like alterings and stuff. And then I think like she gets in like a rumor that she's with the king or something. I have no idea, but whenever I first read the synopsis and when I heard about this, it looked so good. And like I said, it's an Owl Crate book, so I need to get to it. I need to try to read it. And I love the colorway of this. I'm not a pink person, but I love the colors of this. So let's go ahead and add her to the pile, guys, and hopefully I get to her soon. Okay, so on to book number 8. Choose this one. Another Owl Crate book. Oh my god. Okay, so we're getting our Owl Crate books into here, but I will say it's a lot of fantasy, so we'll see how we get into this. So this book is actually A Heartless Hunter by Kristen I don't know how to say their last name, so I'm not going to try to. This one, though, I do really want to read because I think the second book is coming out. I don't know if it's coming out this year or early next year, but they announced the second book already. And this one is a gorgeous colorway. I love the color of this one. This one, though, I'm not going to lie, I was intrigued whenever I first had read the synopsis of this. So I'm actually very excited for this one as well. And like I said, a lot of the Owlcrate books I get in, I'm so excited for them, and I don't end up reading them. So I need to read them. So this is going to be another one that we are adding to the pile so we can get to soon, hopefully. And then on to book number 9. This one is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, book number 9. Okay, let's see what we got. Choose this one. Ooh, okay, so this one is actually the second book in a series that I'm in the middle of, and that is Lady Smoke by Lauren Sebastian. This is the second book in the Ash Princess trilogy. I read Ash Princess, I believe, in June, and I really did enjoy it. I really did like it. A lot of stuff happened in that book that I was not anticipating on happening. I went into it not totally blind, but I went into it kind of blind, not expecting how the book would be, and I'm shook by it, guys. I'm shook. There is a little bit kind of a love triangle going on in here, and especially because the way the last book kind of ended, I've been waiting to get into the second book. So I'm actually very excited about this one. Hopefully I will end up loving it. Yeah, and I read Ash Princess, not quickly, but I read it pretty in a good pace too. So the pacing of this one should be good as well. So yeah, that will be added onto the pile. Also another book that'll help me get through some series that I'm in the middle, which this shelf needs to be cleared. So yeah, let's go on to book number 10. So we're halfway there in choosing our books. Okay, so let's go ahead and choose this one. Okay, another Owlcrate book. Okay, this one I'm not gonna lie, I'm a little nervous about this one. This one is Songs of the Six Realms by... Who is it by? Is it in this pile? Yeah, it's in this pile. By Judy I. Lin. I've heard mixed opinions about this book coming from a lot of people. I really don't remember what it's about. I believe she's like a servant or something. That she's been like summoned, that she's part of something, that her, like, I don't know. I really don't remember, but I've heard a lot of mixed opinions about this book. So I'm very really interested going into it to see if I actually will like it. But I will say this is a stunning edition with this foiled rose gold edging and stuff like that. It's really pretty. So it's gonna go in the pile, of course. And we are halfway, guys. We are halfway there. We have no romances so far though. I will say that there's no romances so far. There's a lot of fantasy. Mostly fantasy in here, one historical fiction, and then one murder mystery, and that's all that's in here right now. Hopefully the next couple of 10 we get a little bit more variety so that I'm not stuck in fantasy, because if not I will be very upset. So let's go ahead and choose book number 11 to start our next pile. Okay, so book number 11 is going to be... Ooh, I'm scared. I'm picking a big piece of paper, so let's see what this is. Ooh, okay, so I actually chose The One and Only Ivan. This one actually is a middle grade novel, and I've seen, like, I flipped through this book, and it's actually a pretty short book. If I even know where, oh, it's right here. It's actually, like, it looks a little bit bigger, but the words itself are literally not that big. I'm not gonna lie, I ended up getting this because I ended up getting an Owlcrate junior box because I wanted to see what was in it, and I ended up getting it, and it was so cute. And this book came in it. It wasn't the book of the month, but it came in it because I think it was like barely had released whenever this had come out. But I'm actually really excited for this. It's so cute. Oh, it's a major motion picture? Since when? Interesting. Okay, I'm actually really excited for this. And this actually is a series as well, I think, with like all the other animals. Or is it a series? I don't remember. But anyways, I'm actually very excited about this. Like I said, it's a little bit more of a quicker read too, so I don't have to think too much on that. And let's go into book number 12. So book number 12. Ooh, okay, so we finally have a romance, guys, and this is also a romance from a series that I get to finish off. So it's More Than Words by Mia Sheridan. Okay, I will say, this is technically a series by Mia Sheridan, because it's called, I think it's called When Love Meets Destinies, because technically Archer's Voice is the first book of that series, even though they're not interconnected or anything. They're literally standalone series. But a lot of people are saying, I guess Mia Sheridan came out with another series that Archer's Voice is supposed to be a part of, because it's like the first book from Travis and stuff. That confuses me a little bit, to be honest. But this one technically is kind of in a series. That's what it's said to be. So this is More Than Words, Mia Sheridan. This one I've had for a while, and I absolutely adore Mia Sheridan. I love her writing. Actually, I've only read 2 of her books. No, I've read 3 of her books. I've read Archer's Voice, Most of All You, and Travis, and I've loved every single one of those. This one I'm very interested to see, because I think this is like a second chance romance. Let's see how it is going into this. And like I said, it's also going to help me finish off a series that I'm in the middle of as well. So let's put that in the pile and go on to book number 13. My legs are starting to hurt. Look. I'm scared because I really want more romances. Not me trying to look at the titles just so I can get a romance. Okay. So let's go ahead and choose this one right here. Oh no. Oh no. Okay, what have I done? Okay, I'm not gonna lie. This was one of my most anticipated releases of last year. I did not get to it, and I don't know if I'll get to it this month either, but I do really, really need to read it, and that's Foul Heart Huntsman by Chloe Gong. This is the end of, I believe it's called the Shanghai Nights series, and I absolutely love this and adore these characters. But I will say, the one thing on Chloe Gong's books is it takes me a while to get into them. It does take me a while to get into them, but when I get into them, I love them. But as you can see, she's pretty hefty. She's a pretty big book. It's kind of how Destroy the Date is for me right now, where I don't want to go into it because I love these characters and I don't want them to end. But it is one that I need to help, because like I said, this one also will finish off a series for me. So let's go ahead and add it to the pile, guys. It needs to be done. So let's go ahead and add it so we can get it over with. And on to the next book. Okay, so book number 14. This is a lot of books, guys. Okay, on to the next book is going to be, and I need more romance. I really do need more romance into this this TBR. Okay, so the next book, I actually looked at it already. It is going to be A Vicious Game. I'm actually really excited about this one. I will say I am excited about this one because this one will also help me not complete the series, but catch up on the series, because the next book doesn't come out till the beginning of next year. So it is Vicious Games by Melissa Blair. This is the 3rd book in the Halfling Saga series. I absolutely adore this series. This is one series that not a lot of people talk about, that I think is actually a pretty good series, to be honest. And I've been eating it up, especially after reading A Shadow Crown. I've been wanting to get into the book so bad. And so this will be one of my audiobook picks for the month. I might have more than one, because I'm not gonna lie, the month of July, I read a lot of audiobooks only because of one series. And that series, I'm not gonna lie, I might as well... Do I want to put it in this TBR already? I'm gonna mention... Okay, I will mention it in a minute. But I do love the audiobooks for this particular series. So I'm very actually loving getting into this as well, especially because, like I said, how the last one ended. So I'm gonna go ahead and add that to the pile, and I'm gonna put an honorable mention. I guess I'll put the honorable mention on this one because this one I might read on audio this month too. Is the last book in the 5 Crowns of Ogre series, the Amethyst Kingdom. We'll put her on the honorable mention list. She more than likely will be read next month, but she'll be sitting on that shelf for now. But that one, also a really good series to read on audio. Absolutely love it. Like I said, we'll talk about it during my wrap up. But on to book number 15. Okay, so book number 15 is going to be... Yes! Our romance. and enough series that I need to continue King of Pride. This one I'm actually very intrigued by, because I will say a lot of people don't talk about this book compared to the other ones. So this is the second book in the King of Sin series by Anna Huang. This one follows Kai and it follows Isabella. I actually really loved Isabella and Kai in the first book. Like seeing their little cameos and stuff in that book seemed really fun to me. And I'm very interested to see how this ends up being, because I believe it's like more forbidden love, especially after reading the first book. Reading the big rule in the club is very interesting to me. After, like, I'm excited to go into this one actually. So yeah, I'm actually very pumped, very excited to put this one onto the TBR and get to it. More than likely I probably will get to that next month, because I'm not gonna lie, I went through King of Wrath actually pretty faster than I thought I would, because I really did enjoy it. So I'm hoping to enjoy that one. I love Anna Huang's books. She's one of my favorite romance authors, to be honest. I have yet to read her first series though, because I don't think the Twisted series was her first series. I think she had another series before that. I have yet to read that series, and I really want to read that as well. So yeah, going into book number 16. Oh my goodness, I literally, what's it called? All these books are right here. Okay, so let's put those two back and let's choose this one right here. So it's gonna be this one. Ooh, okay, this one also I'm very excited for. It is Scarred by Emily McIntyre. Emily McIntyre is probably becoming, I've only read one of her books. I read Hooked, which is the first book of the series. I really did love it, and I know I'm gonna really like her new book that comes out, Hexed. Even though I have yet to read through a lot of the rest of the series, I know I'm gonna end up loving the rest of the series. So this one is the second book in the Never After series, and this one follows this one's Lion King based, if you will, kind of inspired. This one I think is marriage, like an arranged marriage, enemies to lovers and everything like that. I am so excited for this one, especially because I'm excited for the third one, because I heard the tropes for the third one and it sounds so good. So I'm actually very excited to get into this one. And a lot of people say that this is one of their favorites. I absolutely adored Hooked. I really did like Hooked. I really did, even though I know I probably shouldn't, but I did love Hooked. And I'm actually really excited, like I said, to get into this one and the rest of the series as well. So yeah, we're gonna go ahead and add this one to the pile. Ooh, I'm actually very excited about that one. On to book number 17. Okay, so let's choose this one right here. My hand is getting stuck in the jar at this point. Okay, let's go with this one. Ooh, okay, this one I'm actually really interested to see if I'll get to this month, because I'm not gonna lie, this is actually one of the books I've had on my TBR for a really long time too. This is Electra by Jennifer Saint. So Jennifer Saint I read Ariadne by her last year, I think, and I absolutely loved it. It was so good. If I can get it off of here. Not me dropping everything over here. But anyways, I loved Jennifer Saint's Ariadne. That was one of my favorite books from last year, and I really did enjoy it. I really did love it. So I'm hoping to love this one, especially because I barely found out that she's coming out with a new book, which is Hera. Because I think she has Electra, Atlantia? And I think she probably has another one. I don't remember. But I'm very excited to get into this one, like I said. And I will say, if I end up loving this one, I will be ordering the UK covers of these books, because I do not like the US ones that much, to be honest. So if I end up loving this one, I'm going to probably end up ordering the rest of her series, like her Greek mythology books, in the UK cover, because I prefer the UK cover. But yeah, this one I'm actually very excited about, to see how it goes. Gonna have to read through this. I believe this is based off of Troy, because it looks like Troy is in here. But yeah, very excited about that one. Heading into the pile. 7. Okay, on to book number 18, guys. We're almost there. We have 3 books left, and let's go ahead and pick the next one. Okay, so it's gonna be this one right here. Ooh, okay, so we have Broken Flame by, I'm not gonna lie, I always do not know how to say this author's last name. By M.K. Ahir. I think it's Ahir. This one I'm not going. I got this off a TikTok shop because she pulled me in, the author of this one. I love TikTok authors, to be honest, promoting their stuff. They always pull me in. I have so many TikTok posts liked so I can buy their books, to be honest, and I have yet to do it. But this one I bought because, one, this is a special edition, so it's really, really pretty, and it's hardcover like this. But it is Zutara inspired. If you know anything about me, I love Avatar. I am a late bloomer when it comes to Avatar, and I'm not gonna lie, I barely got into Avatar like early this year, to be honest, and I became obsessed with it. And even though I was a Katang fan, so good, I really wanted to read this because it probably will have some of the elements of that, because it's Katara inspired. And I will say, I understand the hype between Katara, to be honest, but I'm actually very excited about this one. And like I said, it is a TikTok author. Or, I mean, she is published in Barnes, I think. At least on Barnes' website. But, like I said, I'm very excited about that one. On to book number 19. I'm tired, guys. But we're almost there. So, on to book number 19. Okay, so why did that happen? I may or may not have saw a title in there, so I'm going to put that one back. Oh no, not another one. Why are there so many titles in here? Okay, let's do this one. Ooh, okay, Of Shadow and Moonlight. This one is also one that I've had for a while. This is a Bookish Box edition book, and I haven't read it yet, but I've heard good things about this book. It was one of the books that I did not get whenever I unsubscribed. I don't remember if this was adult, actually. Is this adult or was this YA? I think this probably was the adult. But I will say this edition is a stunning edition. I really, really love it. And it comes with pictures. It has pictures in it, guys. So, yeah. And I'm not gonna lie, I've read the synopsis, like skimmed through it, and it sounds really good. So, yeah. That's gonna be onto the TBR list. We'll see if we can do it, guys. And then, lastly, our 20th book that we're gonna be adding to the TBR list is going to be chosen. Let's see what the book will be, guys. Will it actually help, to be honest, shrink down my TBR? I'm hoping for a romance, even though I don't think a romance is going to be picked. And I dropped paper on the floor, so we're just going to go ahead and choose one off the floor. Let me just put all those back in here, actually, before choosing the next book. Okay, let's go ahead and choose this one. Ooh, okay, so it's A Multitude of Dreams by Maya Rutherford. This one is actually one I want to put the... I might actually wait on this one, only because this book is more of a Halloween vibe, and I don't really feel... I'm only saying that because I don't want this on this TBR, to be honest. But it's more of like a winter... not winter, like a late fall Halloween vibe. So we'll hold off on that one for now, and I will choose a different one because that one's not the vibe, to be honest. So let's go in with this one. Ooh, okay, so Solitaire. So this one is actually, I think it's Alice Osman. Yeah, I think it's Alice Osman. Yes. So it's YA contemporary. This one is in the world of Heartstopper. I love Heartstopper. And this one actually, I think, follows Tori. I love Tori in the other novels, so I'm very excited to read this one. Yeah, but Solitaire is gonna be the last book on this TBR, guys, and that is the 20th book. Was this a mistake to do this? Of course it was. Of course it was, guys. But it is okay. So we have chosen 20 books to move on to my other TBR shelves to kind of make them the priority of all of this. So let's go ahead and do the rundown. It's going to be a little bit more of a tougher rundown. This video has been longer than I expected it to be, but it is fine. More than likely, I will say, depending on my mood, I might go off of this TBR just a little bit. But other than that, I think I have a pretty much of a solid choice. I wish I had more romance in here, but you know what? I probably will try to read more romance throughout the month. So of course we have The Boy in the Striped Pajamas by John Byrne. I cannot read right now, guys, so do not ask me. We have Sky in the Deep by Adrienne Young. which is the first book, I believe, in a duology. We have Capturing the Devil by Carrie Maniscalco, which is the final book in the Stalking Jack the Ripper series. We have House Moving Castle by Diane Wayne Jones, one that I'm kind of, I guess we could say, carrying over from last month. Then we have Daughter of the Pirate Queen, Vengeance of the Pirate Queen by Trisha Levenseller. This is the last book in the Daughter of the Pirate Queen world. I think that is the last book, actually. But a continuation of that series. We have A Garden of the Curse by Kitty Rose Poole. This is the first book in the Garden of the Curse. I don't know if it's a duology or if it's a trilogy. I need to look it up. But anyways, we have A Fragile Enchantment by Alison Soft. I think that one is a standalone. We also have Heartless Hunter by Kristen Jarrelli. I do not know how to say her last name. But this is also the first book in a series as well. We have Lady Smoke by Lauren Sebastian. This is the second book in the Ash Princess trilogy. And then we have Song of the Six Realms by Judy Eileen. This one I believe is a standalone as well. So that is going to be the first pile of the TBR. Then pile number 2, oh gosh, we have The One and Only Ivan by Kristen Applegate. So cute. We have More Than Words by Mira Sheridan, which is the last book technically in the Where Love Meets Destiny series. We have Foul Heart Huntsman by Chloe Guang, which is the second book in the Foul Lady Fortune duology, and the last book in, I believe it's called the Shanghai Nights series or something like that by her. We have A Vicious Game by Melissa Blair, which is the third book in the Halfling Saga. So that one will catch me up on that series. We have King of Pride by Anna Huang, which is the second book in the King of Sin series, which I'm very excited for. Scarred by Emily McIntyre, which is the second book in the Never After series. We have Electra by Jennifer Saint. I don't think these are series, technically. But like her Greek mythology books and stuff like that. That's that book. Broken Flame by M.K. Mahird. Also very excited. I believe that is a standalone. Of Shadow and Moonlight by Luna Lorraine. This one I believe is, I don't know if it's a trilogy or duology, but there is a second book to this one. But yeah, that one is there. And then Solitaire by Alice Osman, which is in the Shadowhunter universe. That is a lot of books, guys. Did I go a little bit overboard by choosing this many books? Of course I did. But like I said, I'm trying to get my TBR whittled down over here. And I feel like choosing this many books gives me too many options, to be honest. But I will say a lot of these books I'm not gonna lie, I probably will prioritize a little bit more than others just to see what happens. But other than that, guys, this is what the TBR is gonna look like for the next couple of months, depending on how much I read, depending on what I get to and all of that. That will be the end of this TBR video, guys. Let me know down below what books I should prioritize for the month, what books you are going to be reading for the month, and I will see y'all guys in the next video. Bye.